January 1999, in Sydney, Australia. 21-year-old accounts clerk Janis Amatuzio starts the new year with a new job at the local car dealership.
Janis Amatuzio was the daughter of immigrant parents to Australia. She presented very well, she had a nice manner about her.
Can you save it on a disc?
She was diligent, she was hardworking.
Yeah, my course was all computer-based.
Great.
But appearances can be deceiving.
So how come you left the courier company?
I needed a change.
I can relate to that.
Janis has a dark secret. She'll do anything to hide.
Hi, I just need you to sign this invoice.
Sure.
6 months earlier, she worked for a courier company in the city.
So you enjoying the job?
I am. Yeah, I'm finding it rewarding.
Good.
Janis's rewards are more than her pay packet. She is defrauding the company. Not nickels and dimes, but cold, hard cash.
She had defrauded them of something like $100,000. What she'd done is she'd manipulated invoices that had been coming into the firm.
Janis thinks she's hit the jackpot.
Yes!
She decides to invest the money at her local casino.
How much did you win?
$3,000. Drinks on me. Oi! Over here.
She is known to spend $10,000 a day.
Janis's greed trumped her good judgment, if she ever had any.
For Janis, it's easy come, easy go. Until her superiors sniff out her daylight robbery. To her father's horror. A career-ending crime that could end in hard time.
Lisa, how could you?
She was informed that her fraud had been detected and that the police would be involved.
I'm afraid we have no other option. We have to call the police.
Incredibly, she gets a last-minute reprieve.
I have money and I can pay you back.
I'll have to speak with my supervisors.
The company strikes a deal with Janis's father.
I don't understand this. Why isn't this up?
I promise I won't do it again. I'm so sorry.
Her parents went and mortgaged their home to get the $100,000 to pay off this company
Management have agreed.
so their daughter wouldn't be reported to the police.
Janis steals 100 grand without punishment. It's all gain and no pain.
I'm sure that her parents had the best of motives, thinking surely she will learn her lesson from this.
Psychopaths tend to not learn from their mistakes, and Janis didn't either.
She has a taste for fast money, and she's hungry for more.
Within months, she was at it again.
Janis soon gains the trust of her new boss at the car dealership.
You work it back?
Yeah, I'm gonna get through these invoices.
Good for you.
51-year-old accountant, Richard Peach.
He lived on his own. He'd worked for a long, long time as the finance manager. He was the sort of person that everyone liked.
Richard has no idea Janis has just been fired for fraud. She even has a reference from the company that she stole from.
It didn't speak about her in glowing terms, but it didn't disclose the fact that she had been responsible for $100,000 fraud.
When the coast is clear, she dons her apron of deceit and goes to work cooking the books.
What Janis would do was change the details of the company that the money was going to be paid to, so that it still had the name of that company, but a different account number and branch number.
Sneeza inserts her bank details on the invoices, secretly siphoning the cash into her own account.
Nobody at the company suspected her of anything. Nobody would have looked at her and thought that she was engaged in massive fraud.
Sneeza could have made a good living and progressed well as an accountant, but stealing was much more fun.
In just 6 months, Sneeza plunders $180,000. Most of it ends up lost at the casino. She is slipping into addiction.
Sneeza was desperate for money and desperate to get away with the theft.
The stakes couldn't be higher. Sneeza is gambling with her freedom, and the odds are stacked against her.
It was a brazen act of fraud that eventually was going to be detected.
December 1999, Sydney, Australia.
This is the second time I've called, and I'm still waiting.
21-year-old Sneeza Suteski
Well, it can take up to a month to receive the payment.
steals $180,000 from her employer.
I'll look into it and get back to you.
Now she's in danger of getting caught.
Hi. Didn't expect to see you today.
If Sneeza had stolen smaller amounts of money over a longer period of time,
I've got to go through the invoices. It's probably just a banking error.
she might have gotten away with it, but her greed compelled her to do more and more and more, and it became noticed.
The boss is getting complaints that bills not being paid.
Oh, really? Well, is there anything I can do?
That's probably better if I look after it.
Sure.
She knew there was only a little bit of time left before her fraud would be detected by Richard Peach, and she'd be in trouble again.
Sneeza's parents have saved her from the consequences of her thieving ways in the past. This time, she needs another solution. She decides to have her boss, Richard Peach, attacked and beaten.
Found anything?
Not yet.
So he is off work for 2 weeks.
Bye.
See you.
During those 2 weeks, she would engage in a massive amount of fraud. And then, just before he was due to come back, she'd resign. That was the plan.
Sneeza goes looking for hired help to do her dirty work.
75 minutes late. Where are they? Relax.
A lot of women, when they want someone dead, don't want to do it themselves, so they hire someone.
You're sure we can trust them?
He's my boyfriend, and he wants some money.
And that's what Sneeza did.
Hello.
Hey, where have you been?
Sneeza's friend has connections in the drug underworld.
Sneeza?
She's introduced to a 19-year-old heroin addict.
Would you like a drink?
No, I'm good.
There was one meeting that they had where there was a particularly important conversation where they were discussing exactly what would be done to Richard Peach.
So when does this need to happen?
It has to happen before Christmas.
What she said was bash him, stab him, kill him. I don't give a F.
I don't know, as long as he doesn't show up for work.
What she was really doing there was giving the hitman a blank check. You do whatever you think is necessary. I don't really care.
December 20th, 1999. Richard is out for drinks with a friend. He has no idea it will be his last.
Snezza was very much hands-on. She went into the club whilst the hitman waited in the car park. Snezza rings the hitman on his mobile phone to give him the warning that Richard Peach is about to come out.
Hey. Yep, he's on his way out.
Got it.
As he comes out of the club into the car park, there's a woman with him. There's also a security guard in the vicinity.
There are too many witnesses. Sneeze's hitman is forced to improvise.
So he drives furiously to Richard Peach's home because he thinks, I'll have a second opportunity here outside his home to attack him.
Richard is walking to his home like he's done 1,000 times before. He's utterly unprepared for this.
The hitman comes up behind him, hits him on the back of the head with a hammer, thinking that he will lose consciousness.
But Richard is stronger than he looks. He doesn't drop.
The hitman is so surprised, he pulls a knife out of his pocket. Stop! Stabs Richard Peach in the chest, severed his aorta, and Richard Peach died within several minutes from blood loss.
Richard bleeds out on the cold, dark concrete.
I don't know if Sneeza was motivated 100% by greed or she was desperate, but in the end, she killed.
Sneeza shows no remorse. She is callous to the core.
The fact that Richard Peach had died didn't dissuade her from continuing with her original plan of this massive fraud over the next 2 weeks.
She steals another $100,000. This final act of greed will be her last.
The murder of Richard Peach ensured that the full focus of attention of the police was on this company and why Richard Peach was attacked and killed.
The breakthrough comes with the hitman. Days before the murder, he was seen casing the victim's neighborhood. Police pull him in, and he talks.
The hitman was prepared to give evidence in court against her, and he did.
A month after the death of Richard Peach, Sneeza is arrested and charged with 1 count of murder and 9 counts of fraud. She pleads guilty to the fraud, but not to the murder. She argues she ordered a beating, not a dead body. But the law disagrees.
The jury found that she was responsible for his death, and they convicted her of murder.
Sneeza is sentenced to 24 years in prison. The stolen money is never recovered. Did she stash it? Or is it lost at the casino?
We may not know where the stolen money is, But fortunately, we do know where Sneeza is. An 8x10 cell.
In Ogden, Utah, 2009. Love is in the air. Former school friends, 24-year-olds Jewel Morgan and Philip Hendricks, click.
They became friends, and that developed into a romantic relationship.
The couple share more than romance. They both have learning difficulties.
Her records from school on the psychological report says that she is 13 years and 5 months.
But you don't need a high IQ to fall in love.
Really?
Yes. Will you marry me?
Yes. Oh.
She was so desperate to have a so-called normal life, to have the husband, the kids, a home.
Her grandmother, June Morgan,
Grandma!
wants the best for her special girl.
Oh, that's wonderful.
We're gonna have beautiful babies just like their mama.
But she fears Jewel is too childlike to take on the responsibilities that can come with marriage.
We're gonna be a normal family.
I didn't want her to have children. She has emotional problems. She is not really capable of real love.
Jewel's start in life is tragic.
And this is where you'll sleep, Jewel.
At the age of 12, her mother dies from chronic diabetes.
Her mother was sick all of her life, and she never knew if she was going to have a mother when she came home from school or not.
Yes, darling, that's for you.
Her father isn't around.
And that.
June takes her granddaughter in. But her mother's death isn't Jewel's only scar.
She has been physically abused. She has been sexually abused by my daughter's boyfriends, and she had a whole lot to get over.
Jewel grows up not knowing what's right or wrong sexually.
Sex by Dr. Nurse?
That had a lot to do with the way that Jewel acted around the male sex. It was a learned behavior.
Jewel's low IQ made her pliable for other people to manipulate and control. It also contributed to her lack of impulse control. Rather than think her way through a problem, she would simply react physically out of frustration. This is not good for the future.
To protect Jewel, Grandma resorts to extreme measures.
Come on.
No! He's my friend!
Jewel, he's using you. Jewel! Go on, get home.
I had her on depot shots. I tried to get her sterilized when she was 14. It's against the law. You can't do it.
Throughout her teen years, Jewel is sexually active, but protected by contraception. But now a married woman, she starts a family.
Is that okay? That's perfect.
In 2009, she's blessed with not one baby, but two.
They were both born at 33.5 weeks, so they were premature, and they also had health problems with that.
The babies require ongoing medical care. She gets regular visits from the Department of Family Services.
To make sure the pressure is on here. And I'm gonna check this.
She was given instructions on taking care of the babies at home.
Make sure this is connected. Make sure this is on.
Robert was allergic to normal formula, and they had to give him soy formula.
I wanna make sure these plastic pieces are connected properly.
Daniel was on oxygen, and he was also on a heart monitor.
Make sure you check the oxygen.
It would be difficult for any mother to handle a child that was born prematurely once it came home. Constant attention, lack of sleep, ongoing. Multiply that by 2, and that's what Jewel had to deal with.
What might be a handful for any parent is even harder for Jewel.
Let us know how you're going.
Her IQ is 57. Now, that's not a normal person.
It was a recipe for murder.
In Ogden, Utah, January 2010. 25-year-old Jewel Hendricks is struggling with motherhood. Her 2-month-old twins, Robert and Daniel, require constant care.
She was a woman in pitiful circumstances. She would sit alone in her apartment while her husband was at work, and she would just listen to her kids cry, all alone. And nobody to spell her, nobody to drop in and check on her.
Why won't you shut up?
I think if Jewel had been of higher intellect, she might have been able to figure out something different, pick up a phone, resume family services, get some help. It was available. But her IQ was less than 60. She never thought of that.
Attempting to stand on their own 2 feet, Jewel and Philip feel the pinch of raising twins on a minimum wage.
They were a single-income family, and Mr. Hendricks worked at a thrift store.
Settle him down.
You need his soy milk.
They didn't have enough money to get the formula that Robert needed, so they had gone back to giving him normal formula, which caused him to throw up constantly, added to his crying, his fussiness. They had received notice they were about to be evicted for non-payment of rent.
I did not know about the evictions.
3 days to move out.
I knew she was stressed, but she just did not want to tell me.
Jewel was under enormous strain.
Can you get a raise?
No.
The only way she saw out of her predicament was to lighten her load.
On January 24th, 2010, Philip returns home from a late shift at the store while Daniel is happy. Robert is yet again having trouble settling.
Robert woke up crying again.
All she wanted him to do was be quiet. She had the idea that with one baby, she could handle it.
Fussy, irritable Robert has to go.
She had taken Robert, held him against her chest, and crushed him, strong enough to break his collarbone.
The baby didn't stop crying at that point, and so she placed Robert into a sleeping bag that she was using to cover herself up. She stuffed him into the bottom of the sleeping bag. He was still alive at the time. And then she placed Robert between her body and the couch that she was sleeping on. She rolled over on top of Robert until he stopped crying.
She didn't realize that it was a permanent solution to a temporary problem.
Jewel finally falls asleep. Beneath her, baby Robert, smothered and crushed.
She woke up again at 5:30. She had slept for 2 hours. She immediately discovered that Robert was lifeless.
She observed that he was dead and that his head was like jelly.
Jewel covers her crime as best she can.
She placed Robert into an infant car seat by the couch, wrapped him up tightly, and made him look as normal as she possibly could.
Jewel pretends it's an accidental smothering.
Phil! It's Robert! He isn't breathing! Call 911!
But the injuries are too horrific. And Jewel's own words tell the police what has happened.
She was overheard holding Daniel, telling him that, she was sorry that this had happened and that she wished that Robert had been a good baby like Daniel had been.
I wish he'd been a good baby like you.
She said that it was too difficult for her to have 2 children at the home, that she loved the other twin boy, Daniel, more than she loved Robert.
I thought we'd have a better life with just one baby.
I couldn't have been more shocked. In fact, I lost it when they told me, because it was something that I couldn't see Joel ever doing. She's not a cold-blooded killer, but she did love little Robert.
The most disturbing or troubling part is maybe how little she would have needed to been able to be a mother.
The story of Jewel Hendricks is a story of a major system failure, but moreover, it's a story of a major human failure. And a little boy is dead.
In September 2011, Jewel Hendricks pleads guilty to first-degree murder. Her low IQ doesn't reduce her sentence. She gets 15 years to life in prison.
It's heartbreaking for me because that's not where she should be. But yes, she did commit a crime.
Jewel's surviving son, Daniel, now lives with an adoptive family. He will be a man when or if his mother is released.
I think that Jewel knew what she was doing when she killed her son, but she thought it would bring her relief, and it didn't.
A woman with brains and beauty.
Well, I think you got it.
She had an ability to be very flirtatious and to attract men.
Can be the most dangerous of all.
She's highly arrogant and thought she wouldn't get caught.
Raleigh, North Carolina, January 2000.
Hang on. Cheers to our baby.
After years trying to have a family, 30-year-olds Eric and Ann Miller are celebrating the baptism of their baby girl.
They both really wanted a family, and specifically, that was the most important thing to her.
A child completes an already good life for the devout Catholics.
Eric and Ann, what a perfect, beautiful, wonderful young couple.
Sweethearts since college, Ann and Eric are both bright scientists.
Sal, can you pass me the axe file from John Smith, please?
They work in different laboratories. Eric has big ambitions, nothing less than a cure for AIDS.
He wanted to work in pediatric AIDS research because that's what moved him. He was a compassionate person. He was a kind man. He always had a smile on his face.
Together, the couple brings in a good living. But it's not enough money for all the treats Ann wants in life.
You can't be serious.
Why not?
Ann insisted they buy a boat. Ann was talking about moving to a larger house in a nicer neighborhood.
We can't afford the car, let alone the boat.
Well, that's because you don't earn enough money.
The money was coming in, and it wasn't enough. She wanted more.
Anne uses bedroom blackmail to get her own way.
I can't have a boat. You can't have me.
Anne was intentionally withholding intimate contact from him unless he went out and purchased her a certain gift that she wanted.
Unhappy with what marriage offers, divorce isn't an option.
She was very devout in her practice, and she didn't want to be seen as a divorced woman.
In November 2000, fate seems to intervene when Eric goes bowling with the boys.
They drink their beer, they eat their sandwich. Eric does comment while he's drinking the beer.
This beer tastes a little skunky, huh?
It doesn't taste really good. You know, it's never very good. It's cold, just drink it. Eric Miller becomes violently ill. He starts having to run to the bathroom. He has bouts of diarrhea, vomiting, nausea.
How you feeling, Eric?
Within a few hours, he's taken to the emergency room.
Eric is critically ill, in agony for days, and the doctors don't know why.
We're running some tests.
Eric's illness was a big mystery to doctors. He was a healthy guy. He was not somebody that had ever been sickly before.
Yeah, we're hoping he's gonna be fine.
Puzzled doctors start wondering if the scientist's laboratory is making him sick. They run tests for deadly chemicals and find one: arsenic. But it's not from Eric's lab.
He's got huge amounts of arsenic in his system. Somebody's poisoning him.
Arsenic can cause basically your whole body to deteriorate. Being poisoned with arsenic is being tortured.
But who wants Eric dead?
Look, I hate to say this, but you've been poisoned.
The police need to speak with him before he dies so they can figure out who's done this to him.
For police, the spouse is always a prime suspect.
They ask Eric, is there anybody that could have done this to you? Could your wife have done this? And he says, absolutely not.
Eric dies on December 2nd, 2000.
Eric was sweet, Eric was kind, he was a devoted husband, a devoted father.
A murder investigation is underway. Before it's over, another life will be lost.
The motive in this case, you have to believe in evil.
Raleigh, North Carolina, 2000. 30-year-old scientist Eric Miller is dead before his time, the victim of arsenic poisoning. The police start looking into the young father's life.
We didn't find anything. I mean, no girlfriends, no boyfriends, no gambling, no dope. He was a Midwestern meat and potatoes guy.
They know the arsenic isn't from David's lab.
And lo and behold, didn't have any arsenic in it at all. None.
But there is one lab full of arsenic. His wife's.
Son of a gun.
There was arsenic pretty much available like soap in the lab that she worked in. You know, I'm not the world's smartest detective, but that really makes me suspicious.
To the outside world, Anne is a devoted wife and mother.
Once we peeled that veneer away, What should have been the solid wood underneath wasn't quite so solid anymore.
Police obtain Ann's phone records, and they reveal something strange.
When Eric was in the hospital and Ann was supposed to be sitting by his bedside, she was calling her lover.
Ann's having an affair with her colleague, fellow scientist, 37-year-old Daryl Willard.
There were 500 calls back and forth between the two of them in less than a month.
Those phone records broke this case open. People in love or people that have committed a crime have to talk on the phone. Big mistake.
I just don't think I could do it, Ann.
Then you can't have me.
Daryl soon learns Ann's affection comes with a catch.
Here we are.
Police discover Ann urged Daryl to organize the fateful bowling night.
Nobody ever remembers Daryl Willard in the past having purchased beers for everybody in the party, but he does it this particular night.
This beer tastes like skunky, huh?
Investigators believe the skunky taste is arsenic. But did Daryl have second thoughts?
Sorry. No harm?
The beer was mysteriously spilled. The district attorney believed that Daryl Willard changed his mind and decided he didn't want any part of this.
Police have plenty of questions for Ann, but she lawyers up.
Come on, Daryl.
Homicide investigator Lieutenant Chris Morgan tries his luck with Daryl.
That was about as pitiful a man as I have ever seen. He was just totally beaten.
Known you were coming for a while. I just didn't know when.
And I said, Daryl, I think you've been used. I think a woman has really used you.
Yeah. She's done a really good job of it.
I said, Daryl, yeah, we need to talk. He said, I'm sorry.
I need to call my attorney.
Daryl's advised to say nothing. The police won't get another chance to question him. Later that day, Daryl makes sure of that.
Daryl's suicide looks to me like a panic suicide. The world was caving in around him, but it might have had something to do with tremendous shame and guilt.
Without the star witness, the investigation stalls. Police have a prime suspect, but aren't ready to make an arrest.
And in a homicide case, you always have to remember one chance. You ain't got no do-overs.
Well, say hello, Daddy. How's it going out here?
To escape the glare of the police, Ann moves to a new town and hitches up with a new man.
Her husband's not been dead 6 months even. She just reinvented herself.
But the police aren't giving up. They think a dead man's words could give them a breakthrough. They want to know what Daryl told his attorney.
The police say, well, we want to get that information from the attorney. And of course, the attorney says, I can't give you that information.
Attorney-client privilege is confidential, but prosecutors take their case to the North Carolina Supreme Court and win.
It was missing piece. It was actual evidence that Ann Miller had admitted to Darrell Willard that she had injected her husband with arsenic while he was in the hospital. So once we got that, we finally arrested Ann Miller in September of 2004.
Mrs. Miller?
Ann Miller was a very smart woman, but not a very good killer.
5 years after Eric's murder, on November 7th, 2005, Ann Miller pleads guilty to second-degree murder and conspiracy to commit first-degree murder.
She did have to admit in open court that she killed her husband, but she feels no remorse over it.
Many wondered why Ann simply didn't divorce her husband, but that would tarnish her sterling reputation.
She was Catholic, and it wouldn't have looked good. Affair, okay. Murder, okay. Divorce, not so much.
Ann is sentenced to a minimum of 25 years. She is eligible for parole in 2029.
I know evil exists in the world. I've seen it. To this day, Ann Miller feels no guilt over the death of her husband.